A1, A1, A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Damn. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Find that New York Post, a thing I sent you about Baker.
No, I ain't looked too much into it.
Oh, okay. Well, I know if you ain't found that thing, man, they talking about the honeymoon is over. Honeymoon over, man. I don't know what y'all Panthers gonna do, but
We got to do something, man. Go to the second stream or third stream.
hey,
I
man,
mean, I don't know. I mean, but like it's gonna suck for everybody, man. Shoot, I don't hear too many, people in fantasy football complaining about Baker. I mean,
right. Speaking of, man, I know I'm about to jump off this thing, man. I gotta actually get into some fantasy football. I really gotta set my lineups and do some other things real quick before it gets too late.
all right, cool, man. Cause like I said, man, like it sucks for everybody. You know what I mean? But you definitely don't hear nobody in fantasy football talking about it. So I mean, but like, you know what I mean? That really ain't down my lane. I mean,
I don't know, man. I got a doctor, man. If you want to, talk to a doctor, he, specializes in all that stuff like that, man. He probably can explain a little bit better than I can. It's just what he prescribes and specializes. I can probably hook you up.
hey, see what the doc talking about, man? Because like I said, that ain't nothing I really know nothing about. But you asked me about Baker, and I know nobody in fantasy ain't complaining about it.
Man,
So,
I'm telling you. Yeah, man.
so let me see what the doc talking about.
Let me see if I can put a quick call in, man. See what the doc. Let me see if I can get a hold of this doc, man. Hold on, see if I can get him on the horn here. Yes, yes. Trying to reach the fantasy football medical doctor. Yeah, I got somebody that need to be schooled on fantasy football. If you could have some time for him. All right. I thought you would help. Hey man, yeah, he got you, man. I'm about to set you up an appointment right now.
Hey, appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah. All right, so Doc. Uh, hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, man. Nice to meet you, man. I'm more to live for, voice of the North, man. My cousin A1 forever. He told me that you could help me, man. Fill me in, man, on fantasy football, man. I'm the average fan. Fantasy football is something that I, never really got into like that, man.
The fantasy football world, man. The fantasy football world is a great world to be in. I say some of the basics about fantasy football. Of course, you have to first of all know some football. That honestly may sound as easy and simple, but it's really not. You have to know different things. You have to look into different strategies, and you can choose from different strategies as in trying to go for number one players. The number one strings on the team, but you also can't forget about since some of the backups as the number one string sometimes will be taken away. So really, mostly you got to have your strategy down, pack how you want to go into it. Some people just go into it and just draft a bunch of players, try to draft all the stars they can without any kind of strategy or method to the madness. So really, you have to ask yourself, what kind of fantasy football player are you trying to be? You trying to be for fun, or are you trying to be serious about it? Because there's some people out there that really are serious about fantasy football, and I'm one of them.
I definitely understand that. Me personally, Doc, I'm just trying to, to gain knowledge of fantasy football because, from the outside looking in, it kind of looks like it takes, two things. Two things. It kind of keeps you, from the people that I know that follow it. My cousin A1 forever. Shout out to him. He follows it a lot. And what he tells me, is like him and others that I know that follow. Is like it keeps you focused on every game and what's going on, but it's like I don't know. It's kind of like just looking at. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain my take on it, but I'm here. I'm here to see the doc. So uh,
Well, I mean, like I
educate me.
say, okay, I mean, it seems like, you're trying to gain basic knowledge. I understand that. All right, so let me see where I just start. I guess I have to start from the beginning. Pretty much even like for me, I started with just one league. One league is cool to start with. Also, like you just said about being in tune with the games, it's not just in being in tune with the games. Being a part of fantasy football brings you in tune with the players as well. Just individual players, individual skill positions, and everything. Uh, um, like running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. It makes you pay attention to first, second, and even third stringers because you never know. You already know injuries are a part of the game. Sometimes, people catch suspensions. Anything can happen in football, just sports in general. So you have to always, be prepared, try to counter, watch out for that waiver wire, see who didn't get picked up, but possibly could help you down the line. And, drafting good players late is also important because and that goes really back into the strategy. And that's the main thing about fantasy football, having your strategy. But it even goes down to the bit of, all right, say you're drafting and you want to draft several players. I'm gonna throw three players out there. Let's say you want Tom Brady. Let's say you want AJ Brown and also Jamar Chase. Okay. Now all three of those players may have something in common, and that may be a bye week. So if all three of those players have the same bye week, I wouldn't draft all three of those players because once that bye week comes up, you're going to be scrambling for three players, or it may shake up your whole draft, and now you're dictating your draft to those three players. So you just, like I said, it goes back to strategy, man. It's a lot of things. If I was you, I would do like I did. I started with just a basic one standard league. I started me personally with NFL.com, and then I moved on, what I'm saying, to other platforms. Like it's so many platforms that have fantasy football now. You really can play however you like for fun, for competition, whatever. So, fantasy football is definitely taken off to a new level. It's definitely different from 10 years ago when I really first had kind of started it.
Cool, man. Appreciate you, Doc. Definitely appreciate you, Doc. I learned something new, man. Like you said, man, from everything I'm gathering, man, it's definitely all about the strategy, and you definitely touched on something. You know, picking these right players, like you said, if all of them happen to have a bye week that same week, it's you know, sucks for you. So thanks, Doc. I definitely got my prescription for you. Definitely got
Oh
my
yeah,
fantasy
definitely.
football fix, and I definitely I think I learned something. I think I gained some knowledge, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Doc.
and then also, just like I said about that waiver wire too, is you just draft and play. Draft all your players, and say someone gets injured, or say someone is backing up the starter and they're out there. Keep an eye on them because you never know who's going to get injured. You never know who's going to outplay who. Perfect example, just like this year, I think people thought that Jacksonville run game would look a totally different, but the guy who you expected to start is not really getting all the carries. It's really James Robinson who's getting most of the carries, who was technically supposed to be the second string. So, like I said, you just gotta pay attention to what's going on. When fantasy football comes around, you gotta treat it like a job. You gotta treat it just like a job. You gotta stay up on things, starts and sits. I would say do your own research though. I would really say if you want to be serious about it, do your own research. don't just go off of um, what you may just see on NFL.com or anything like that. Even though that's good stuff, good information, but it's always good when you can look at something yourself or look up a player yourself and look and see what the tendencies and everything are and make a judgment for yourself. Now, some people don't want to do that, and that's where guys like me come in because I do all those things for people. Yes,
All
sir.
right, Doc.
So, any more questions or concerns that I can help you with, sir?
No, man. Like I said, I think I got my prescription filled, man. Shout out to the doc, man.
All right, I appreciate that. And
Definitely
as
gonna let
always,
definitely gonna leave a good report with you with A1. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm very in tune with A1. We speak all the time. He always asking for fantasy advice himself, as I know he has a couple leagues as well.
oh, yeah,
But,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Shout out to
but yeah,
A1.
man, just stay in touch with me. You know, and I'm sure if you decide to jump into fantasy football, just look the doc up, and I'll be always in to see someone, you or anyone else.
I definitely will, Doc. And while you're at it, Doc, if you any of your patients, man, out there, man, definitely tell them to check out More to Live For YouTube channel, man. Some good stuff up there, man. Definitely, man. And I definitely be in touch with A1, man.
Make
He
sure I
definitely
check it out as
Doc
well.
around.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, man. I'm a part of the A1 family now, man. I told him I'll be a part of it. I'm here, so you guys need any advice, anything from the doc, just hit me up, and I promise you, I will hit anyone back and anybody's prescription that needs to be filled. Just hit me up. I'm around.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the doc.
Well, if there's anything else, man, this has been Dr. Moore filling all your fantasy prescriptions for all your fantasy football lineups. And until then, next time, you have a great day.
A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and them flyer too. Damn.